financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic is, it's a big battle. It's the battle of which is better, Chapter 13 or debt resolution. Announcing, Brian Small.
Good morning, Ken. How are you this morning?
Very
and by
good.
the way, I'll give you the answer.
Announcing.
The answer is yes.
Morning, Ken.
Good morning, Jeff Linden.
How are you today?
Good.
Excellent.
Kelsey Smasco.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to be back.
Nice
Brian,
to see you.
come here. Give me some.
Yeah. There we go.
I saw that. I won't leave you
You
hanging.
guys
like
realize
that.
I'm not going to grow anymore now, right?
Right.
You're not going to grow anymore?
Yeah, because you did the thing over my head.
Well, the hairline
Fair
is
enough.
probably
Was that,
stuck.
I missed that one. If someone does something over your head, it stunts your growth?
If you walk under people, hold your arm over your head, you know,
Does it work for
under
stomachs?
an overpass without lifting your feet, or you drive over train tracks without lifting your feet. It's a whole set
You
of
grew up
dangers out there.
with way too many superstitions, buddy.
No, I still have a better question. Does it work for stomachs?
No.
Stop
no.
it. For, no,
No,
damn.
it does not work for stomachs.
No.
Cutting down on eating and exercise works for stomachs.
I've tried that.
There is a plan.
I've tried that, and,
Okay.
and apparently at my age it doesn't seem to work very well.
Because you have to, like, stop the eating part.
Oh, well, that explains
When you
it.
get hungry after you exercise, you
Reduction
eat again.
in
That's-
eating is one of the most difficult things. Like, actually, I think the most difficult thing is passing on the things that you really enjoy. I hate the fact that everything is labeled with calories and sugar count now. So I tend to look at it and go, oh God, because I really want that.
That killed my ability to go eat at one of my favorite restaurants.
What restaurant?
The Cheesecake Factory. They put the calorie count on all of their meals, and I opened it up and went, I'm never eating here again.
Cheesecake is heavy. Should we talk about Chapter 13 and debt resolution, or should we talk about calorie counting?
I think, well, it's all about the same thing, isn't it? Cutting down?
I
Who's that?
suppose. I want to start with the 3-point retirement plan as the overall umbrella. What's your goal here? Our goal here is to position ourselves so that when it's time to retire, we have a retirement sufficient to pay our bills and live comfortably. Not asking for worldwide travel every day of the week. I'm asking for a comfortable life. And how do you get there? You own your house free and clear. You have zero debt, and you have some savings in the bank. 3 simple concepts. Easy to say, difficult to implement. But if you can implement them, you're going to get there. And what's the most important one of the 3? Getting the house paid off. Because if you get the house paid off, you will start saving money the moment the house is paid off because your overhead goes way down. That's simple. And you'll pay off the rest of the debts. So the priority is don't refinance. Accelerate your payments if you can. Rather than paying it off in 30, just pay a little more principal every month. Get it paid off, and then enjoy the fact that you have security. With that said, and keep in mind, it's not the conversation. If you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, you're not retiring tomorrow. I realize that. But trust me, when you're in your 60s, you're going to say, it seems like I was just 40 yesterday. You've got to look forward to your future. Otherwise, your future is going to bury you. Trust me. Now, Chapter 13.
Isn't he exciting, Mr. Doom and Gloom?
What a
Well,
soundbite.
I only know it from this perspective. When I was 30, 40, I never thought about worrying about 65, 70. I felt that was so far down the line, anything could happen. And I don't feel any differently about life, my enthusiasm for work, or anything else. But I'm a lot older now, and the time just went like flashed away.
You know,
And had I not implemented these steps, I would have been very sorry. I did do these steps, and I'm very happy about it.
you bring up a great point, because I, as an elder law attorney, I meet people every single day who say, I feel the same way I did when I was 20, but now I'm 75. The only difference is I'm really worried I'm going to outlive my money. I'm really worried I don't have enough money to live. And there are people who, you know, maybe their house is paid off. And so it's so important to be looking towards the future, because you don't want to be in that position one day.
Well, you know, especially with the fact that today most people don't have pensions anymore, so they're relying on 401ks and personal savings. And when the stock market goes up and down and up and down and pulls back, and you've got to live off of what you have rather than a guaranteed fixed income coming in, suddenly you could outlive your money. And if you're carrying debt and you're retired,
Debt,
it's just like you might as well drop an anvil on your foot and see how bad it hurts, because it's going to hurt.
Yeah, I mean, if you have zero debt, your house paid off, and you've worked your whole life, and your spouse as well has worked and qualified, and you're both living, and your spouse, the second spouse's benefit is half of the first spouse's benefit, whichever is the greater. You combine those two Social Security benefits, a lot of times that covers your overhead. You don't even have to have any savings. If you have no rent payment, no mortgage payment, no car payments, you're paying taxes, auto insurance, utilities.
Yeah, but
food
and medicine, and that's one of the killers for the elderly right now is the cost of medication. You got to plan on having maybe some Medicare gap insurance on top of it. There's a lot of ways.
Well, Medicare gap insurance is not expensive.
No, but a lot of people don't have it. And you've got to be looking at what your opportunities are to reduce your costs and eliminate debt.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, but if you don't have it, you're being foolhardy. Medigap is not expensive, and you got to consider it essential. You're getting Medicare at a good. You're not getting it for free. It's coming off. You know, they're taking it away from your Social Security, but it's based on your income. It's as low as $150 a month if your income is low. If your income is high, then it's closer to $600 a month. But in that case, you've got high income. Let's take a break, and we'll talk about Chapter 13 and debt resolution.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
So how old should your grandsons be before they can spend their inheritance on their own?
Thanks, Grandma. Yeah, thanks, Grandma. This car's awesome. Thanks, Grandpa. We got 2.
35. You've worked hard your whole life to create a lasting legacy for your heirs. Let Samasco Law help you make the right decisions to protect the ones you love. Samasco Law, protecting what means most, because that's what we do.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirshner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
All right, so let's talk about Chapter 13 versus debt resolution. Both are methods to get out of debt. Brian, quickly, what is Chapter 13? What are the essential elements? And then I'll tell you the essential elements of debt resolution.
Chapter 13 is structured reorganization over time, where you pay back some or all of your debt over a period of 3 to 5 years, utilizing your available disposable income. So we take what it is that you have coming in, we subtract all of your living expenses, your mortgage, your electric, your gas, and we see what's left over. If there's $200 a month left over, that's what we use to fund a Chapter 13. If there's $500 left over, that's what we use.
How long does it take?
Anywhere from 3 to 5 years. Minimum 3 years, maximum 5 years. If you're above the median income for a household your size, you have to be in a 5-year program. If you're below, which most people tend to be below the median income, you can be in a program that works from 3 to 5 years, whatever works best for you, that pays the least amount of money to the unsecured creditors in your case, and
Because by paying
helps
the
you
least amount of money to the unsecured creditors, you're saving the most amount of money for yourself.
absolutely.
Can I keep my car?
You can keep your car in Chapter 13. You can keep
What if
your
it's a
house.
Maserati?
You know, there's the answer is
What if it's a Lamborghini?
there are no Lamborghinis and there are no Maseratis in Chapter 13.
What about boats? Can I keep my boat?
So
Why,
you
wait, first question. Why would you want to keep your boat?
Okay.
Do you know what a
Ken keep
boat
his
is?
boat?
A boat is a hole in the water
in
you
which
throw money into.
in.
Yeah.
Yes.
So no. The answer is yes, you can keep all of your assets in a Chapter 13, but you may need to pay back all of your creditors in full. Now, that doesn't sound like such a good deal, but if you're paying them back in full, instead of it being at 30% interest plus a default, all those default rates, and you can pay it back at, say, 0% interest, you're going to conceivably save yourself a considerable amount of money. And Ken's looking at his computer screen because I hit it with my hand.
Yes. I was looking at it with consternation.
Consternation.
Could you do me a favor? Could you go over secured creditors versus unsecured creditors?
Sure. So a secured creditor has a lien on the collateral. It would be like your auto loan, your mortgage. Possibly if you bought jewelry at a jewelry store and they have a
So
lien.
it's attached to a certain piece of
It's
property.
not just a confident creditor.
Yeah, okay.
It's attached.
And then your unsecured creditors
That
are
has,
your
there's
American
no collateral.
Express.
Yeah, there's no collateral associated with it. There's nothing they can take back from you if you don't pay them. They can pursue you.
All they can do is
sue
threaten
you.
you.
Well, they
Threaten
can
you,
sue
sue
you.
you.
They can try to garnish your wages and things like that. But the Chapter 13 stops all of that and puts you back in a position where you can
And
control
the
the debt.
13, you can control your secured creditors.
You can control the secured
How long
creditors.
do you get to pay off the arrearage on the house?
5 years.
What if
So-
you've used a credit card to buy the stuff? You bought a refrigerator.
No, credit card
and
has
things like
no, generally has no security interest associated with it. Your store cards might have a security interest associated with them, but even those, for the most part, these days don't.
Because they never want the collateral back
Yeah, it's
anyway,
called
do
a
they?
purchase money security interest, and they generally don't. They're not coming to pick up the stuff. I've been doing this for 32 years. I have never seen any one of those little store cards go.
Come back and
we
say,
want our
the
refrigerator
we want the
back."
washing machine.
Yeah, it's never happened.
All right,
But
so-
they have to start a claim and
So let's talk
delivery
about
action to
debt.
do
So,
it.
so Chapter 13 is one way. Debt resolution is a method of resolving your debt outside of bankruptcy. It's something that we developed 15 years ago It's not what you hear on TV
I
and
hate
the
to say
radio.
it's probably closer to 20 years now.
Like I said earlier, time flies when you're having fun. It's not debt settlement. Debt resolution is our system. We stop paying your credit cards, and we use the money that you pay monthly on those credit cards, your minimum monthly payment. Brian likes to get all excited and call it the power of the minimum monthly payment.
It is the power of the minimum monthly payment. It's amazing what you can do. You can utilize that.
I didn't mean to prompt your name so that it was like turning on a faucet that's going to now.
Oh, that's right. This
forever.
is your side. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's like when you say Beetlejuice 3 times. You can't help it appear.
Right.
So,
anyway, the power of the minimum monthly payment, we use that minimum monthly payment, we accumulate that money, and then we settle the credit cards. The goal is that we do it in a 24-month window. And we settle the credit cards in a way that resolves the debt, covers the cost and any tax consequences, and you're out of debt if it works within 24 months. The key to debt resolution is you have to have enough income and funding to make those minimum monthly payments so that by stopping making those payments, we use that money to settle the debt. If you've been making the minimum monthly payments by borrowing on the credit cards, and driving up the balances, that's not sufficient for debt resolution, because as soon as we stop paying on the cards, there's no more borrowing and you wouldn't have the money to pay the payments. So the question and the big debate is, which is a better way of getting out of debt? Is it Chapter 13 or is it debt resolution?
And I started off the show with the answer is yes. And
I have a question related to that. If you choose the Chapter 13 path, and your situation is one where you're not paying all of the debt off in the Chapter 13 plan, there's still debt left over, what happens to that leftover debt at the end of the Chapter 13?
It goes away. It's discharged. It's eliminated. The only types of debts that wouldn't be eliminated would be debts that are non-dischargeable, which is generally like a student loan, or possibly certain types of income taxes that haven't met the qualifications of being dischargeable and would survive a Chapter 13. But for the most part, when you finish a Chapter 13 bankruptcy case, you are current with your house, your car is generally paid off, and you have no debt. And that's the beauty of it. It reorganizes and restructures your debt and makes everything affordable.
But we're going to take a break. The last segment, we're going to debate which is better.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP.
Time for announcements. I want to announce THAV GROSS has opened a new office downriver in the Horizon building on Eureka Road. So now we're in Flint, downriver, and also our home office in Bingham Farms. Remember, you can always come in for a free consultation. You can do it by Zoom conference, in the office, any way that works best for you. Just call 888-235-HELP or go to the website thavgross.com to sign up. Debt issues, tax issues, estate planning issues, business law issues, elder law issues with Pat or Kelsey, disability issues with Jeff Kirschner. Again, sign up at lawandreality.com or thavgross.com or just call 888-235-HELP. Also, if you go to the website, you'll see there's free reports. Resolving Tax Problems, The Real Solutions by Jeff Linden and myself. Bankruptcy, Is It Right for Me by Brian Small. How to Save Your Home from Foreclosure. Business Formations, Loans and Grants for Small Businesses in Detroit and Michigan. And The Retiree's Guide to Social Security by Pat Simasko. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV Gross, Simasko Law, Kirshner Law. Now back to the show.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV Gross.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV Gross. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
For almost 60 years, Simasko Law has been the trusted source for helping families navigate the uncertain world of estate planning and elder law. And now, our firm is growing even stronger with the addition of attorneys Joe Frazard and Kelsey Simasko. 2 more lawyers to make sure your family is protected now and into the future. Call Simasko Law today for a free consultation. Our hardworking team is standing by to provide you peace of mind. Simasko Law. Protect what matters.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
All right, so we're back. So, which is better, Chapter 13 or Chapter Debt Resolution? And me first.
I'm going to tell you the answer is yes.
I'm the moderator.
Okay, moderate away.
Debt resolution is better. Why do I say that? Because I watch TV and I listen to the radio, and there's this voice that comes on and says, you can resolve your debts without having to file bankruptcy, which is like the worst thing in the world based upon me listening to those commercials. So if it's the worst thing in the world, therefore, by ipso facto, Logic 101 undergrad, debt resolution must be better because it's not bankruptcy. So I rest my case.
Wow,
ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are ready to
there's ipsos and
render
factos.
your verdict.
Well, I think you should use that voice and take over doing the truck pull commercials at 3 a.m., except they wouldn't use the word ipso facto.
I'm sleeping at 3 a.m.
I always thought that you were the voice doing those commercials.
I am the voice during those commercials.
Okay, so fascinating that you have such a logical argument about why debt
Because I
resolution-
heard it on TV.
So
It's got to be
I'll
true.
take the position, first of all, Chapter 13 is better. It allows you to pay back what you can afford, not what the creditors demand. So when you're settling a debt, it's a negotiation. Well, one side says I want A and the other side says I want B. You meet in the middle generally, which is usually a respectable result, and everybody's mutually unhappy at the result. The creditor is and the debtor is.
Every
And
good settlement is mutual misery.
That's a perfect settlement. However, if I can put you into a Chapter 13 and you pay your unsecured creditors back zero, nothing, why isn't that better than paying them back something?
I would agree. And I would go one step further. When you said yes, were you saying whichever of the two procedures, Chapter 13 or debt resolution, allows you to pay off the creditors faster at the least cost, would you say that's the better of the two?
It is. Indeed it is. I mean, the whole concept is how little can we pay back to the unsecured creditors? How quickly can we get you out of debt? How quickly can we get you moving forward with your life so that you are not looking backward, you're looking forward with no debt?
Let's add some clarity to what we're saying, because we're kind of being a little bit sneaky about it. What it comes down to is this. In certain circumstances, debt resolution is better. I'll give you the example. If you have relatively high income, disposable income.
And high equity in your home, too.
And equity in your home, such that you'd have to pay your creditors back more in a Chapter 13 over a longer period of time than if you did debt resolution, which we get done in basically a 2-year program is always the goal. If whichever program gets you out of debt the fastest at the least cost, that's the better one. And the answer is, as between the two of them, it's not the procedure that determines it, it's the facts of your circumstance. If your income is low...
Oh, wait for it. The problem is individual to the individual.
Absolutely.
And the solution is individual to the individual.
And there's nothing greater than the power of the minimum monthly payment.
Wow, we are totally into
You're like
rehashing old
those
shows.
two old guys from the Muppets.
You've got a few
Wait,
minutes
which
left.
one am I?
And
Oh,
the
wait, I'm the
most
bald one, right?
And
Absolutely.
And the most important rule in the world is the 3-point retirement plan.
Okay, that's 4 quips in 30 seconds.
Do we have any other ones? After how many years have we been doing this?
Long time. Let's put it this way.
2008. After 16 years, we only have 4 quips?
And it's amazing how your hair hasn't changed color at all.
It changes color every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks it changes color.
No, but in all reality,
It
look,
blends.
The situation
You know what?
says,
Yours hasn't changed color
yeah,
either.
nobody hasn't either. If you are in debt and you're struggling,
Kelsey didn't know that my hair is tinted.
painted,
And
painted,
I had no idea.
painted, green.
I'm in tears.
Hillary, if you're watching this show, you should be very pleased that not everybody other than Brian, who has inside knowledge, realizes that circumstance.
Anyway, listen, coming back to, because we're concluding the show, the key here is if you are in
Yeah,
debt
because I gotta get back to the hair salon.
and you are struggling, or you're just going from month to month and making zero progress on your debt, recognize that you can't work forever. And at some point, that income's going to terminate and you're going to still have the debt. You have to act now, get rid of it while the opportunity strikes, and then you will come out of it on the backside with money to live on, have your house paid for, have no debt, and be able to live, eat, sleep, and breathe in your retirement
I was
happily.
hoping that you wouldn't use up the whole rest of the show with this ending, which you left me 25 seconds, so I'm going to use it.
There's 10 left.
And it mirrors exactly what you're saying. Remember what we started with, the 3-point retirement plan. You can only get there if you implement and take steps that you're not wasting money. If you spend 15, 20 years paying 18 to 24% interest on $50,000 to $100,000 of credit card debt, you are throwing your future away. You need to get out of debt the fastest way at the least possible cost. Have a great week. We'll be back next week with Law and Reality.